because why not? Hey, say hi to Bill Squire. He's right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs.
Mary Santora's back. She's live in New York.
What up?
Poundcake's back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people. Hello.
What was that voice?
I don't know. What was the voice?
It was very sensual.
Hey, yeah, it sounded like you were trying to seduce the audience.
I always try to seduce the audience.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just I don't always
disagree.
hear that lilt in your voice. No, that's all we're trying to do here. Make no mistake. All I'm trying to do here is seduce this audience and lull them into a sense of enjoyment and satisfaction. Of course, it takes many different forms. Sometimes Poundcake can do it with just a change in inflection, and that's okay. If you'd like to join us today, I would love to have you. 216-578-1007. If you want to join us live on the phone, 800-348-1007, 35192 is the number to text me. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio, on the digital application, you can leave messages there for us. There's a very convenient little talkback button. Thank you guys for always being a happy staple in my life. This is what I'm talking about. I've had a lot going on, and I've been interviewing with 3 different companies trying to switch career paths. It's always nice to have you guys there. That's Brandon. He's in Ridgeland, South Carolina, if memory serves. They call that the low country, as in the on the low country. Maybe that's where we should send Poundcake. You know, I'm getting these ideas for where we could send Poundcake with the GoPro strapped to his head, and just to see what happens when we send him. You know, we'll start it locally, and then we'll move outwards in concentric circles. Probably, I don't know, over the next 12 to 18 months. And we'll see how far out we can get him at regular increments. Think of how well-traveled you're going to be once this whole thing kind of gets underway. And once you get a feel for it, and once we establish our Poundcake on the Road series, just think of how much fun you're going to have. Just think of all of the good times and all the people you're going to meet, and
Tasting the city along the way.
Sure, of course. Yeah, tasting the city. Well, then, there you go. Thank you, Brandon, for listening to the program. Our own Mary Santora was out yesterday. She's back today. Mm-hmm. She had a big weekend. We were talking while you were gone that Uber and Lyft have decided to say sayonara to Minneapolis. And I had to wonder if it had to do with the fact that you were there.
Well,
I hope that didn't jam you up at all.
No, I didn't experience that at all. I took both Uber and Lyft over the weekend that I was in Minneapolis. Yeah. When was that supposed to be taking effect?
Well, I'm being a little facetious. I don't think they pulled the plug immediately, but literally like the end of the month, I think they said we're out because the state said you've got to pay your drivers more, and they said nah.
Wow.
So that's good news for people who drive cabs up there. But how did you find the city of Minneapolis? Was it stereotypically freezing?
No, I mean, it wasn't that cold. It was funny because I was at Sisyphus Brewing Company, which they've been running comedy in their back room. It seats like 100. It's an awesome room. I've done it before, but this is the first time I've headlined.
Is their logo a guy pushing a rock up a hill?
No, that's not the logo, but that is all over the brewery. Yeah. Their logo is just like a barrel, which is crazy.
Pushing a barrel up a hill.
Yeah. But the shows were great. The shows were... like I said, the room seats, I think, the room seats 90. And Friday we had like 60, and then Saturday we had like almost 80. So Saturday was almost sold out, which was awesome. But we had a couple listeners come out.
We have bureau chiefs up there.
There was a woman who came out. She's not a bureau chief, and she specifically said she has never asked to be a bureau chief because we got too much going on. She was like, I feel like calling in and texting in.
She does or we do?
No, we do.
That like, we have too much going on? Oh, all right.
We already have people, so we don't need more people.
Well, listen, that's fully within your, it's fully a decision for a person to make, but don't let that sway your decision as to whether or not you want to be on our map.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, well, just text or email Alan.
You're in valued company there.
It's literally just your name on a list and a little dot on the map. And she's like, nah. I was like, well, you know what? You bought tickets to come see me, so that's more support than
of course.
you could ask for, you know? The shows were great. It was so funny. I got there Friday, and I got there like 7:45. The show was supposed to start at 8, and there were 6 people in the audience.
Ooh.
And yeah, I asked the door guy. I was like, "Dude, is this going to be like a 10-person show?" He goes, "Well, we have like 45 pre-sale." He goes, "So it should be good." And then he goes, "But sometimes when the weather is nice, it prevents people from coming out, even if they bought tickets."
Mm-hmm.
The high that day was 46 degrees.
But
That's a nice day in
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Nice day in
Ohio,
Minneapolis.
too,
Yeah.
I know, but it
was
made me
downright
laugh so
balmy.
hard that I was like, 46 degrees will prevent people from coming out.
You take
like
what you
that.
can get for sure.
It wasn't even sunny in 46 though. It was like
It was just 46.
yes, like a cloudy, overcast, windy 46-degree day.
They're like, we did it!
Well, then they all filtered in then.
Yeah, and then it filled up within the next 10 minutes. We went from 6 people to almost 60. So everybody I came at the same time. But it was a great
209.
weekend. Thursday, nice.
Yeah.
Thursday, I did a college gig at Miami of Ohio with Marcello Hernandez.
People came all over me.
Not this weekend, no. Although Brian and I did have a session last night. So
Yeah! So at least one person did. All right,
Yeah.
good. No, somebody texted me yesterday and said, let Mary know that Marcello show was dynamite.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So they were there.
Yeah.
Weird. So we were like, oh, I wonder if it's not going to be the college gigs that I do in the middle of the cafeteria at 5 p.m. You know, it was a 9 o'clock show, almost 800 students, I think they said, mostly girls. You know,
I saw
myself-
your video. It looked bananas.
Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah, well,
It
he's
was
cute. He's
so-
the future of SNL.
Yeah, he's young, he's good looking, he's
Yep.
funny. So it was like
Bringing in the Latin audience.
No, it's Miami of
It's
Ohio.
Miami of
No,
Ohio.
for SNL.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes. No,
It's the
Miami, of Ohio. It's
Ohio.
like so white, the whitest. I think
Very white.
he talked about being Latino quite a bit on stage, and there of the 800 people there, I'd say maybe 20 people were like clapping and yelling for the Latino stuff. But yeah, it was bonkers, dude. It was like, I know, Alan, I think it's the Justin Bieber concert that you described as being one of the loudest things you've ever heard.
Yeah.
This was
Horny
up
college
there.
girls is
Dude,
louder. Yeah.
They were, like top of their lungs, screaming, some of them jumping out of their seats. I was like, this is insane to see. But, I saw this guy at open mics in Cleveland, but it's also like, yeah, you're a legitimate celebrity. You're on television. You're only,
It's
he's only
also
25
funny
or
to me.
26.
It's also funny to me when you think of a guy like him or Matt Rife or whatever, or there are all these, I shouldn't say all these, a handful of good-looking comedians who are funny or whatever, that those people will bring females out just because they're cute.
Yeah.
Now, they may discover that they're really funny, but they got them there because they're cute.
Yeah.
This guy's cute. He's here. Let's go see what's up. I've seen him around, and then you may walk away going, boy, he was really funny too. But what got those girls there is that he was cute. It didn't even matter how funny he was.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
women.
That's wild to me.
Are
Girls do that
way
all the
more
time.
shallow than men.
I'm not
It's
even
been
saying
proven
that. I'm
again.
just
No,
saying,
it's
like,
proven again and again.
He's
because
a
look
he's
at
a
the
young
guys that
guy.
I think are funny. Bert Kreischer. Ugh. Tom Segura. Ugh.
You go because they're cute.
No, I
Oh,
go
you
'cause
don't.
they're funny.
Oh.
I work with Chad Daniels this weekend. He's one of the more attractive guys I find funny, and he still looks like a pile of dog crap compared to Marcello.
Well, he's also got like 30 years on him too. So how old's
Probably
Marcello?
more.
Like 24?
I think he's like 26.
Okay.
27, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
in his
something like
prime,
that.
man. Good for him. In his
Yeah, it was
prime.
crazy. It was a truly wild. They were a great crowd though. Like a lot of times when people are that young, they've never been to a comedy show before.
The
And,
girls in the audience weren't crossing their arms and giving you
no,
side eye. Okay.
I crushed. I did so well, and I was like, man, if
Here's the real
every
test.
college were like this.
How did Greg Kennedy do, the other opener?
Greg, actually did pretty well.
Good,
He didn't destroy by any means, but he
But
only
he
Not
did,
cute
I think-
enough.
He was up.
He only did like
That's cute.
7 minutes, but yeah, I did 20. Greg did 7 after me, and then Marcello Hernandez did 2 hours and 10 minutes.
What? Was it mostly Q&A? Was it half Q&A?
Nope. He did 10 minutes of Q&A.
Come on, man. That's
He
nobody.
did.
You don't even need to do that.
2
It's too much.
hour. I told him that after we got off stage. I go, listen, man.
Like hour 15.
I told him. I said, listen, I get it.
He's basking in it. He
You
doesn't.
don't get, right. You don't get to do these long sets very often. I fully understand. He was doing well, but I mean, after about the hour 10, hour 20 mark, there was some fatigue in the room.
Yes.
And
they're like, I do have other things I got to do tonight. I have a final tomorrow. Or,
right,
you know.
and that's why I was like, and there's like students who have to clean up this room after you leave. And I told him after the show, where I was like, listen, dude, I get it. You're the guy. And you can tell me to F off if you don't like what I'm about to say. I was like, but I don't think you should make a habit of this. I was like, I get it. It's a college. They all love you. They all showed up for you. Totally understand. I was like, but you don't want to get a bad rap. Like, you don't want to be the guy who keeps everyone there for 2 hours, you know? And he didn't. He was like, no, I get it. Like, I understand what you're saying, but, you know.
Well, he's probably also not, I mean, in other venues, he's not playing to 900 people.
Or he's
so.
probably contracted to do 2 hours.
No
now
way.
Mary's going to be banned from everything.
Nobody's contracted to do
He's
2
contracted
hours
to do
of stand-up.
1 hour.
Yeah. No, he was feeling himself, and
that's
you know,
it. And I was like, I get
Mary's
it.
chastising him at the end
I
of the
didn't
gig.
chastise. I've known
Marcello,
him
do
since
as
he
long as you
started
want
comedy.
if you want me to open for you. I'm not going to come in here with my big attitude.
I don't
no,
have
2
any
hours is
Mary,
insane.
did you?
That's a long time
2
for
hours
anybody.
is insane.
The best comics in the world, I don't think anybody's funny longer than maybe 70 minutes max. I don't care who you are or how good you are. Comedy is not fun.
I
mean, years ago,
Patrice O'Neill, I saw do like an hour 20, and it was incredible, but also it was enough.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time.
yeah, like 20 years ago, Dave Chappelle did a drop-in at the Pittsburgh Improv. Like, they announced it like that morning and sold out in an hour. And he did like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
That's too long.
And it's like people were just kind of sitting there,
it's a
and
Marvel movie.
yeah, he's sitting on the stool just talking, and he was clearly working some things out, you know.
That's
but
a
still, it was kind of
Scorsese
like,
movie.
wow, that's.
Mary, did you see his dressing room and what snacks he had?
I've got to take a
Cody,
break.
I almost sent you a picture. It was packed. It was like, is all this in your rider? And he's like, yep. And it's so funny because Greg
Yeah, he
Kennedy.
needs 2 hours worth of snacks.
Greg Kennedy took most of it home because he brought a car.
That's what I'm
so
talking about. And
he
I would be
took all
Greg.
of
That's
it.
why I
Yes.
relate. That would be me. I'd be his lackey, and I take all the food that he doesn't want home.
I'm going to break here. If you want to send me a text, 35192. You can watch live if you like at alancoxshow.com.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show.
On iHeartRadio.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Consider this. For the first time in decades, there's a better option for a corporate card and spend management platform. Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management